who always got to sign up for the soft shoe, and I just want to make peace. No, you didn't do anything wrong, man. You were being exploited. You were being exploited by the system, and the system did not allow you to take advantage of who you were and your fame. So if somebody slid you a couple of dollars on the side, please miss me with that nonsense. I ain't trying to hear it. But anyway, man, that's about it on Chris Webber. It's just disappointing that once again people kick you in your ass, and instead of you standing up being a man and cutting their motherfucking feet off, you standing in front of the ass kicking machine and feed more quarters in the motherfucker so you can have a nice pink ass like a baboon. With that being said, speaking of ass kicking, the question I want to ask is Alabama bad for college football? It's the dominance that Nick Saban is displaying at the University of Alabama, dominating the recruiting, dope ass facilities, kicking ass and taking names. Is that bad for college football? Are we entering a realm whereas no one else can compete? Is that a bad thing? Do you like dynasties or do you like parity? Traditionally, football has been based on parity, so people get used to parity, and every once in a while we have a situation to whereas a school dominates for about 5 to 6 years. Alabama is in a cycle of a 10-year period where they dominated. Remember, in the early 80s, the U dominated. Before that, Alabama and Penn State dominated. Before that, Notre Dame and SC dominated. And then after that, you got the U dominating again, and then they had another run at the turn of the century. What I want to know is this. I think it's great if you can beat them. That's the thing. Do you want? There you go, Wanda. Do you want Alabama to stay this dominant? And you tell everybody, the Urban Meyers, the Jim Harbaughs, the Dabo Sweeneys, and the rest of these coaches throughout the nation, do they need to tighten up their game? Do they need? Because one thing about Nick Saban, and this is my qualification for great coaching. Great coaching is also being able to delegate responsibility and pass on that knowledge that you have into another generation so they can go on and be prosperous as well. Now, one of my favorite coaches, for whatever reason, he was unable to do that. Noah Turner, unable to transfer that Jimmy Johnson thing. Dave Wanstead, unable to transfer that Jimmy Johnson thing. I still think Jimmy's a great coach because Coach Ogeron at LSU, one of Jimmy Johnson's disciples, he was at the U when Jimmy was there. So it's just not the dominance, but when you look at some of the all-time great coaches, Vince Lombardi, when you look at Vince Lombardi, his coaching tree is fucking insane. Tom Landry is a Vince Lombardi disciple. You got Tom Landry, you got Bill Parcells, Wishburne, Bill Belichick, and so forth and so on. But even while I say that, the Bill Belichick coaching tree kind of dies once it leaves. The branches die once they leave the tree. Romeo Cornell and that crew, none of them turn into great coaches. But guess what? Nick Saban, excellent coach. Ozzie Newsome comes from the Bill Belichick world. He was part of the Bill Belichick coaching tree and that whole hierarchy when Bill Belichick was at Cleveland. A lot of people, like the suspected white supremacist Skip Bayless, likes to highlight the fact that Bill Belichick was not successful at Cleveland, which is a half-truth. Bill Belichick had started to turn the Cleveland Browns around, and in the middle of the night, the owner of the team said, we moving to Baltimore. Fans stopped supporting, and when fans stopped supporting, they lost their momentum and the bottom fell out of it. That's what happened. See, it's easy to say, oh yeah, you ain't have success in Cleveland, and that's the truth. But the long-term success had it was amended because of certain extenuating circumstances. So, like I said, you got reasons and you have excuses. That's a reason, not an excuse. A lot of people like suspected white supremacist Skip Bayless, they always like to tell the portion of the story that supports their narrative instead of telling the absolute truth, which is a fucking shame. But me personally, I think Me personally, I think that that when you are dealing with college football, you are in a situation to whereas college football is best when it is parity. Like you said, Morgan, when you are able to knock that team off, yeah. But we are looking at a situation to whereas we are in a realm of lazy coaching. And I'm going to touch on that a little bit later on in the show when you got these lazy ass coaches. I've spoke about this on several occasions when you have lazy coaches trying to fit round pegs into square holes instead of just building around what you have. That is one of the reasons Nick Saban is extremely successful. That's one of the reasons the coach at Louisville is extremely successful. That's one of the reasons Coach Bobby Bowden and Joe Paterno were successful. Barry Switzer, well, you know what? He was a lazy coach. I'm not going to include him in that because this dude tried to make Troy Aikman a wishbone quarterback, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. You can't just win your way. In order to be a success in the coaching business or in the coaching realm, you must know how to win in any way possible. This is why I like Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer has had drop back quarterbacks. He's had mobile quarterbacks. He has a quarterback now who can do whatever you need to do, and that's the same with Coach Nick Saban and Steve Spurrier and all the other great coaches throughout the time that I've been watching football. They've always been able to adapt to whatever you throw in front of them. So when you are throwing things in front of them and they are accepting what you're throwing in front of them and just saying, hey, okay, I only have this and we're going to change it into that. What I am noticing is the coach at the university, at Florida State University, he's starting to do that. I'm starting to lose faith. I'm a big-time Florida State fan. My pops was born in Florida, so of course I have some type of Florida connection. But I just, it's just Florida State been my team since I was a kid. So he's starting to turn it around. Hopefully he'll start to recruit better offensive linemen. Jimbo Fisher sold us the fuck out, so he's in a rebuild mode, and luckily he is almost bowl eligible. It would have been a travesty for this dude to get this job in his first year and not be bowl eligible. So hopefully he can pull something out his ass and become bowl, win these two of the next 4 games and become bowl eligible. That means he's had a successful season. Of course, it's not to Florida State standards, but for all intents and purposes, he has been successful. With that being said, the question has been asked: parity versus dominance, dynasty versus parity. Here's the next question: can anybody beat Bama? Can anybody beat Bama? That's the real question. If you like dynasties, then the question is, can anybody beat Bama? It's easy to say, oh hell yeah, anybody can beat them. Who could beat them then? Because it's hard as hell. It's hard as Chinese arithmetic to beat Bama. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The Alabama Crimson Tide, they like Wu-Tang. They ain't nothing to fuck with, man. I'm telling you. It's a hard hustle out there to beat Bama, man. It is a hard hustle. Look at some of the teams that are at the top of the food chain when we're talking about college football. The Clemson Tigers. Now, the Clemson Tigers got one of the best defensive lines. They got a quarterback who can throw. Kelly Bryant is my man, and I still believe that he got the short end of the stick, or as my mom used to say, the shit end of the stick. But I still believe I got to keep it funky. Homeboy is throwing that football around that field like nobody's done in a very long time. So I have to respect him. He's a true freshman. He's slinging that thing around. Last week they ran the ball down their opponent's throat, and it was just no stopping Clemson. Another team that people affectionately call him khaki pants. Jim Harbaugh lost the first game of the season. Everybody started calling for his job, and since then he's gone on an 8-game win streak. He got Rutgers, and he has Indiana coming up. His next 3 games: Rutgers, Indiana, and Rutgers, Indiana, and The Ohio State University for the Big Ten championship for all intents and purposes. It's going to be very interesting. They had a defense, number 1 defense in the nation. They had a quarterback. But see, the thing about Jim Harbaugh is this. Jim Harbaugh is an excellent coach in my opinion, What's up, Gary G? What's good, bro? Welcome aboard. You're a bench warmer. Thanks for the support, bro. Now, one thing about Jim Harbaugh, he puts his players, he put handcuffs on his players. He has to let this dude, Shea Patterson, he had to let Shea Patterson play football. I understand, Jim, you're old school. You got to do it your way. But at some point, it's called evolution, Jim. And if you really want to contend with the Alabamas of the world, that's why Nick Saban keep kicking y'all in y'all ass. Whether he has a quarterback who can hardly throw, if he has a quarterback who runs better than he throws, or a quarterback like Tua Tagovailoa, if I butchered his name, so what? I'm not Samoan. Hell yeah, he probably got a hard time saying H-Rap-B. But if he's adapting to, oh no, thanks, bro. Damn, you stuck in you having car trouble? Damn, bro. Man, send positive vibes to my man G Money, man. Damn, that's fucked up, man. Your phone down. Hey, man, thanks for the support anyway. Hit the like button before you dial, man. Thanks for the support. I'll be listening. Keep your ears on, though, as long as you can, bro. Much love. But Jim Harbaugh, man, you are going to have to adapt to the times. You have to allow your team to make the prerequisite mistakes in order for you to be good. Because it's easy to get it's easy to get your team in position to win, but if you part of coaching is to cultivate them mentally and allow your coaching to guide them, not guide them every step of the way. Shea Patterson throwing 4 and 6 yard outs. That's one of contrary to popular belief. This is one of the reasons offensive line play is so shitty in the National Football League right now. They all throwing these slant passes and these little bitty, these 4 to 6 yard passes, and that does not allow a 6'4", 320-pound man to impose his will upon his opponent. If you are not going to allow him to do that, how the hell can you dominate a game? Football is about imposing your will on the next man. And if you are throwing 4-yard passes and then letting the athlete take over and do what he's supposed to do or do what he has to do, yes, it helps your game plan that week, but it does not help the athlete. Speaking of helping the athlete, let's go over some of these games for last week's NFL. It was a hell of a week last week, man. It was one hell of a week. The NFL was on point like trick dice. That's my little saying. It was on point like trick dice. But what I have to do is I got to send a shout out to my hometown, Chicago Bears, on a roll just like I predicted. People thought I was losing my damn mind. Shout out to me and for making that $100 bet with one of the homies from the hood that the Bears are going to win the division. They ain't won a division yet, but it's good to make him look foolish because he was talking real reckless with his dog ass. But anyway, the Chicago Bears finally allowing Jordan Howard to be the man and allow Mitchell Trubisky to work off that young man's success. Bears, please, and then the fact that the Buffalo Bills got Nathan Peterman throwing the ball 50 times is beyond, as Clinton Davis would say. Davis would say, it is beyond me. Now, if you look at the stats, see, this is why I keep telling y'all, stop looking at the stats, man. The stats don't tell you anything. 14 carries, 47 yards, and for 2 touchdowns. The threat of, you got Nathan Peterman on the other side throwing 3 interceptions. That man donating to the needy in regards to your defense. So you know you got a real shot anytime that clown is on the field. Anytime that clown is on the field, you got a shot. But shout out to the Bears for dominating 41-9. It was easy pickings. Speaking of easy pickings, and a dude in way over his head, everybody's favorite new quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, is not slowing down. This dude was 23 for 32 for 375 yards and 3 touchdowns. I'm going to repeat that, y'all. 23 for 32 for 375 yards. This dude wakes up out of his sleep and throwing a touchdown. This is a testament to Andy Reid, and just like I was just speaking about, if you look around the league, anybody who's working with Andy Reid, anybody who's had any contact with Andy Reid, besides your man Spider Y2 Banana, is doing well. because Andy Reid passes on